Well, it is another exciting season of SSL action that begins today with Match Day 1 of the Major League. Hello, everyone. I am Metafiction, and I am joined today by a person who is returning to the commentary booth, Omniscious.
Yeah, it's exciting to be back. I'm excited for those that have been in the league for a while, and I'm actually myself a part of the new S18 class, so I'm excited for this first matchup between Buenos Aires and Romana.
Indeed, both these teams had a bit of an up and down campaign last time out, be looking to mark out their title credentials early on. Uh, and hopefully, this should be, as I say, this looks to be in a very exciting season, especially down in the minors with that huge class, as you mentioned, that just came through. We hope we'll be seeing the minors a little later on. I think either that video comes out the same day as this, but it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, I'm also really excited. I think it's the biggest, I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe this is the biggest class we've had since season one. And it's
In the
the
meantime,
biggest class we had. Oh, yeah, sorry, big chance there.
apologies. I was just going to point out Vandersloff making that run did send in the cross, but the header was not quite correct.
I see these two teams, potentially being pretty close together in the standings. So I'm excited to see how they match up in this first outing.
It is one of those matches that could very well make the difference in a season when you have these teams that are on a similar level, as you say. That said, we are near the end of the first half, and not much has happened. Knight with that sliding challenge in there. O'Leary with the through ball to Vandersloff. Vandersloff puts it away.
What a beautiful goal! What a beautiful goal! And you know, like I was saying earlier, both of these teams will really want the 3 points here, and I know Buenos Aires will be happy going in at halftime now.
Certainly, and as you say, the wanting to get those points on the board. Knight diving in with that perfect challenge on Daedalus Cronus. It looks like on the replay there, Vandersloff might have been a fraction offside, but VAR didn't catch it, and well, it will stand. Buenos Aires 1, Romana nil.
Yeah, it was marginally close, but I think Romanov will feel hard done by, but I think Buenos Aires isn't going to complain at all.
Indeed, as Romana just missing on that corner, and we will go into the half. Not a lot of highlights from that one, but that goal from Vandersloff does prove the difference here. Buenos Aires 1, Romana nil at the half.
Yeah, I'm not too surprised. Vandersloff's been a regular in the SSL. Even 5, 6 years ago, seasons ago, they were one of the best players. I'm actually kind of surprised they're still around.
One of the veterans of the game, that is for certain. Knight sending in the free kick does find Vandersloth. Munoz had a pretty decent shot, but Kerrigan able to tip it behind.
Yeah, really dangerous attempt from quite far out.
We've seen a lot of those long shots go in as Brooks Bertrand sends the corner in. It's back out to Munoz. Genkal winning another corner for Buenos Aires. Another delivery from Brooks Bertrand here. This one sent into the box, and Kerrigan able to claim it out of the air.
Buenos Aires really pushing for that 2 goal cushion early on in the second half.
Indeed, making it a little bit more comfortable as that cross goes in. Genkal's header forces another save out of Kerrigan. It looked like it might have been going onto the bar, though. Delivery out to the far post and headed clear. I believe that was Nunez.
Buenos Aires, they're trying to create a lot of chances. They haven't been able to get that second goal.
Indeed, they are pushing for that advantage as they have another deep throw here. And Harrison nearly losing out to Blackman there. And now Cronus intercepting that pass intended for Vandersloot. Is this a counter for Romana? Pinkman forced out wide, but Knight there to cut out the pass. Now here's Bradford, forced out wide by Hoppity, squaring it. Harrison at the edge of the box, and another
Oh,
save by Kerrigan.
Kerrigan's really saving Romano here. This could easily be 2 or 3 goals.
Indeed, a lot of strong goalkeeper performances in the SSL, and this is another one of them. And that one, I believe that was handball against Buenos Aires, and so the ball will go the other way. You don't see handball too often in FM, I don't think. It's kind of surprising.
As someone that coaches youth football, I see it quite often.
Oh, in the meantime, a penalty has been given
Oh,
to
wow.
Romana. Bit of a collision in the box off the free kick there. It is Pinkman to take. And top
Oh,
corner
wow.
for Pinkman.
Beautiful placement. And now the game's, completely shifted. I don't think Romanov's created many chances this game, and now out of nowhere they've won themselves a penalty and got themselves back in.
They're only their second shot on target, but it is an emphatic equalizer for Walter Pinkman. Now Romana sending it all the way back to Kerrigan to try again. It is Buenos Aires 1, Romana 1 with just over 10 minutes to play. Cronus forced out wide. It sends in the cross. And it
Ooh,
looked like Schweinsteiger almost got ahead to it, but Cabri there to claim it.
it really feels like the momentum of this game's shifted a lot.
Indeed, Romanov we now see having pushed a little bit further up the pitch, and now cutting out that pass is Blackman. Blackman got a great chance into Kronkowski, but Kronkowski was offside.
It looks like with their, two striker, two winger system, they're really trying to press really high up the pitch and, hopefully, try to get that second goal.
Indeed, and Pinkman almost had a second there off that free kick. The 4-2-4, as you say, bearing fruit for Romana here in the latter stages. We've had most of our 4 minutes of added time. Harrison sending in the cross for Buenos Aires. And Smart, strong in defense there. Fiacra with the cross. And now Romana coming forward. Couldn't quite get the ball under control there, though. Knight with one more potential attack here. Vandersloot. And the final whistle will go. And our season opens with a 1-1 draw between Buenos Aires and AC Romana.
I think both teams will probably feel a little bit disappointed with that, but especially Buenos Aires, who I think played a bit better in the night. But we'll see. We'll see what this result has as the season progresses.
Vandersloot, your player of the match for Buenos Aires, did get the opening goal. The penalty from Walter Pinkman equalized, and so the points are shared here today in Buenos Aires. Next up is
Yeah,
a fairly interesting match between Schwarzwälder Fußballverein, the defending cup champions and last year's runners-up in the league, against CF Catalonia.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see how my team plays this season. Um, it's been a while. Well, actually, I don't think it has. I think it's only been like 4 seasons or 3 seasons, but it feels like it's been a while. Um, but I think Black Forest are really looking to push for the league title this season. Um, I believe they think that they got what it takes to really challenge um, Reykjavik. oh my gosh, Reykjavik, and I'm actually really excited to see how they do this season. Even though they're coming up against my team first.
Indeed, SFV are always one of the teams to watch, especially in recent seasons. Uh, been on a bit of an upward trajectory ever since they arrived from Accra. Dan sending in that free kick, but is rebuffed. And Tamana Whittington has the opener on 3 minutes.
Oof, yeah, good. That was a really good cross into the box, and yeah, exactly what they would want to start their season.
It did clatter off the post a little bit, but I don't think Whittington will be complaining too much.
Yeah, I mean, a goal's a goal. If anything, hitting the post and getting it in is, to be honest, the most perfect shot you can make.
As I like to say, they all count the same. Ball now to Deanne. Deanne forces a save out of this grappo.
Some great goaltending here early on in this first match day.
Schmidt with the delivery. Tried to go far post, but had it clear by the Catalonia defense.
Yeah, SFV have a really interesting formation with three midfielders, and they're in each kind of like, um, I guess, box. Like there's one attacking mid, one center mid, one defensive mid, all kind of like in a nice line with two wingers and a striker and back four. So yeah,
Looks a
I
bit like a
mean,
spear.
yeah, it does. It actually does. I think don't they call it the spear or the arrow formation or something? Oh,
It could be, but whatever it's called, it's bearing
it's
fruit as Jimmy
working.
Hakkinen has just headed in a second goal for SFB. We see there on the replay Plink running down the end line or the touch line. Schmidt puts in the cross, and Hakkinen able to beat Grappo at the near post.
Yeah, I think it looks like Catalonia is really struggling with the aerial threat of SFE, because that's two goals now that have come from crosses.
Schwarzwald, of course, with a notedly strong attack, but also an aggressive press as Whittington wins the ball there. Jihao is offside. Had to go from distance, but it wasn't especially close anyway. Free kick for Deanne in added time. Poggio able to get the ball away. Deanne did go down there, but didn't look like to be from contact.
That was some ballsy playing from the back by Catalonia, and surprisingly, it actually worked.
Indeed, they do now retain possession as added time ticks on, but that pass from man not quite of the required standard. Now Whittington, Hakkinen, and that one goes well off target.
Yeah, Hugman, one of the oldest players in the SSL right now.
Created
Not
in season 2, I believe.
season three, but
Great.
still nonetheless quite the older player. But still kicking it. Just wonder how many more seasons they have left in them.
Well, in the meantime, Kamanova with the through ball to
Oh,
Deali, but Deali offside,
good
and so
chance
we
there.
will and so we will go into the half. 2 goals to nil in favor of SFV. Catalonia not yet to take a shot.
Yeah, Catalonia not looking too good in their opening game this season. I think
It,
they're struggling a lot with the press. Struggling to really get out of their own end, and it looks like there when they did get a really good chance, they were offside.
Black Forest, not an easy opening opponent by any stretch. Catalunya trying to move the ball up the far flank, but Panda dispossessed there. Now Plink. Panda got the foot in, but Plink still puts in the cross, and Grappo takes it away before Jihao can get ahead to it. And as you pointed out, the aerial threat from SFV, it seems like they intend to continue relying on that particular method of attack. Deali over the top might be offside here, but
Oh,
does win the corner. Perhaps was onside.
yeah, that was a good ball from debut of Budget Busquets or Budget Xavi, sorry, but unable to capitalize.
Off the ensuing corner, Catalunya being forced back out of the area, forced to send it back to Grappo. This time it is a corner kick for Black Forest. And it bears fruit once again. Duncan Maxwell heads in the corner, and it is 3-0 to Schwarzwalder Fußballverein.
Yeah, I mean it really seems like Catalonia is struggling a lot to contain the aerial threat of not just one player, but it seems the entire team of SFB.
Indeed, they have found a game plan that works as Deanne forces a save out of Grappo for another corner kick. Delivery lofted in. This Grappo able to hold on to that one. But when you find a strategy that works, you tend to stick to it, and that's what SFV have done here. Although Catalunya are coming forward here. Xavi. Delo lays it to Paggio. Kamanova in the box shoots right at Saran Citro. Free kick from Kamanova. That one headed clear. I believe that was Maximiliano. Catalunya starting to come into life a little bit with these advanced set pieces. Bit of a hole to climb out of, but they are showing signs of life at the moment. So here is Panda
Using
into
their
the box
pace.
and goes down. The penalty has been given. It looked like Bull got the foot in at the wrong time, and now will be Bailey Deali to take the penalty. And it is a
Oh
goal
wow,
for Catalunya.
a lifeline it seems. With still some time to go, it's only the 65th minute.
If there was ever a time to score, that would have been it. A well taken penalty from Bailey Deali, and with 20 minutes to play now, SFB 3, Catalonia 1, still room to come back, although their time is rapidly running out.
Yeah, unfortunately, it seems that maybe they just don't have the creativity to create the chances they need.
And also, as you pointed out earlier, that SFB press is relentless. They're not really able to get anything going when they're breaking everything up. In the meantime, Whittington with the through ball, and Jihao forces another save out of Grappo. Schmidt delivers to the edge of the box. Jihao playing it back into the mass and falls into Grappo's arms.
You know, despite the 3 goals, I do feel like Graffos had a pretty good game. Just feel like sometimes their defense has let them down.
Indeed, SFV have been able to get a lot of chances off compared to Catalonia. Now Plink forward to Bull. Through ball to Jihao. Jihao puts it in the net, but the flag
I
is
think that
up.
was off. Yeah, that looked quite offside. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, we'll see it again on the replay. Jihao
Yeah,
is indeed considerably offside.
it was a nice idea, a really good passing play, but especially with the kind of aging center back pairing, probably didn't need to be so you know gun happy, trigger happy. Sorry, and just you know probably could have timed his run better there.
Well, in the end, it didn't matter too much as SFB do walk away from this with the 3 points with a 3-1 victory over Catalonia. Mata Wendington with that opening goal, and then followed by scoring from Kimi Hakkinen and Duncan Maxwell. The only consolation for Catalonia, that penalty from De Ali.
I think what's really interesting is that despite the 3-1 scoreline, Kyle only had the higher XG. Although I believe that a majority of that XG was from the penalty. But what I do think that speaks to is that SFV were able to really find a weakness in Catalonia's defense and kind of really exploit it because they were barely over 1 XG and they managed 3 goals and they had I think 10 shots on goal with 16 overall. So I think um, it shows that they have very clinical forwards that are able to maybe score more goals than is expected of an average striker. And I think that's a pretty scary result. I mean, it's only a 1 game sample, but I think a lot of teams now are going to be trying to look at their defending, their set pieces and how they're going to deal with crosses moving forward against this team because it was a bit of a scary game.
Couldn't have analyzed it any better myself, Omni. We are now into the third match of the day, this being Tokyo SC hosting Hollywood FC. Tokyo had a little bit of a title challenge going at around the midpoint of last season, but did end up falling away thanks to some ill timed defeats. Hollywood, meanwhile, having a bit of a disappointing campaign last time out, both sides really hoping to redeem themselves here.
Yeah,
Here's
I
Van
mean,
Gerritsen in the
oh,
box and does shoot it straight at Hall.
I remember back in the day when Hollywood were the team, and Tokyo. I mean, they were. I believe they won a league title once, and they were usually top three. You know, season in, season out. So I'm sure that they're gonna come back and they come back strong. And I actually have a feeling that Tokyo's gonna do fairly well this season.
In the meantime,
Oh,
Cormier trying to get the cross in, but Ekholm Gunnarsson able to stop it. Cormier does reclaim the ball, though. Now Scudmuffin squares it, and it's Garrett Closa who breaks through for Hollywood.
that was a really good goal. But I saw Martel there trying to win a penalty. Um, and the rest of his team just kept playing on. And look what happens. You play the whistle, and they ended up benefiting despite trying to, one of their players, it looked like dove a little bit there.
Indeed, but take nothing away from the timing, the off the ball movement of Garrett Closa to get into that excellent position. Now
Yeah,
Sewer
very
Hoop sending it clear to prevent another chance.
very good passing play down the wing and low cross in the middle.
Haglund winning the ball with that lunging challenge, and Gerritsen sending it out to the other flank to Kaido. And here's Ibrahimovic. Back out to Greer on the flank. Scudmuffin trying to close down. Cross from Greer does force the corner.
Tokyo coming back strong despite conceding early.
Haglund losing out to Hunt. And the ball's sent clear.
It was nice to see a short free kick. I've been seeing a lot of long free kicks. Um, but I think short free kicks have a lot of effectiveness too. You know, with everyone in the box, if you can get out to a teammate just atop the box, sometimes they can just smash it in.
Certainly a lot of room for tactical innovation on those set pieces as Hollywood win the corner here. Speaking of set pieces, Brooks to deliver. Chang Shan disrupts the play and Scud Muffin unable to get to it. Now Cormier. Super Hoops closing down. Cormier trying to square it to Martel, but didn't quite get the pass right. And now the break is on for Tokyo. Or it was until Van Gerritsen's pass was cut out. Greer intercepting that pass. Here's Ibrahimovic shooting from range. Hall with a diving save.
Very audacious, but I mean, it won his team the corner in the end.
And that one claimed out of the air. Ibrahimovic was lurking. Couldn't get a head on it. As we near halftime, both teams relatively equal in XG, but it is Hollywood who have the lead and will carry it into the break. A 1-0 lead for Hollywood, and Tokyo SC, despite having a greater number of shots, unable to find an equalizer here.
Yeah, I mean, I think Hollywood kind of started out a little stronger, but kind of woke Tokyo up. And I have a feeling that, during their halftime talk that the manager's going to try to refocus them and show them the positives of the second half of the first half, so to speak.
Time will tell how effective that will be, although Ibrahimovic immediately conceding a foul, so, well, and one can only speculate what was said at halftime.
Certainly came out pumped, I guess.
That is certainly a good way to look at it. In the meantime, Hollywood have had the corner as Cormier at the edge of the box and shoots well over the bar.
Close running into the net.
Deep throw for Tokyo. Buma's Super Hoops sends in the cross, and Shinji Kaido can't get the header on target. Van Gerritsen. Brooks closing down, sends it inside to Jang Shan. Super Hoops with another cross, and that header from Ibrahimovic also straight at Hall.
It's really interesting. Both teams are playing a 4-2-3-1, but Hollywood FC's DMs are asymmetric with one of their DMs in the center and one, center right, rather than the usual left and right center. And I
It
wonder
was
if
a
that's why we see Tokyo here kind of exploiting the right side of the pitch with a lot of their attacks.
It's a solid theory, although it doesn't seem to be especially effective as Ibrahimovic unfortunately misses again.
To be fair, they're creating chances down the right, they're just not finishing them.
Indeed, and that is the difference here. Tokyo have had more shots, but Hollywood were able to actually finish one of their chances. Greer brings the ball under control and makes a run up the far flank. Sending in the cross, Van Gerritsen heading well over again.
Like you see here, you have both the center defensive midfielders on the defending that side of the pitch. But when you see the highlights on the other side, they're not. Lightning's not coming over. I wonder. I'd be interesting to see how if they keep that formation. if other teams look to exploit that.
Greer sending in the corner, and Ibrahimovic once again getting the finish wrong.
Oh, that yeah, I know. Tokyo are honestly, I kind of feel bad because they're they're really trying. They're really trying. It's just not working out.
Cannot fault the effort. The finishing product just has not been there. Ibrahimovic getting in a lot of the good positions, but can't quite make the header count. At least not yet.
Ooh,
Ekholm
bad
Gunnarsson giving
giveaway.
the ball away to Brooks, but Brooks missing well wide. Really missing an opportunity there for Hollywood to put this game away. Van Gerritsen, and that one
Oh,
goes into the net. Hitler Van Gerritsen has equalized for Tokyo.
that was a beautiful set piece goal, might I add.
Ibrahimovic to Kaido to Van Gerritsen to net. A well worked set piece routine, as you say. And Van Gerritsen is onside according to that replay.
And let's be honest, with a name like Ibrahimovic, no one's gonna expect you to pass on a free kick.
Right, you are. It does. There is a bit of a mental edge there. Yeah, it has to be said. Tokyo have now equalized, and with 10 minutes left, how does that change the calculus of this match? Patient build up from Tokyo here. Van Gerritsen trying the through ball does land with Ibrahimovic,
Oh,
but Ibrahimovic shoots wide again. Seems to me that Ibrahimovic has been taking a lot of first time shots, could benefit from taking another touch. Brooks sending in that cross, but it only goes to Hunt, and Martel winning a corner off of a Tokyo defender.
Hollywood showing that they also really want these 3 points.
Opening day of the season, you have to start off on the right foot. Both teams really eager to do that.
I believe, kind of like the first game, these two teams are gonna be relatively close in the standings. So I think the winner of this, it'll really mean a lot for them moving forward. Although it looks like it'll be a draw, which I think both teams will probably be a little frustrated with.
Central to Lee. Couldn't quite get to Kaido, but Ibrahimovic is there for it. Chang Shan. And Ibrahimovic once again missing. That one was fairly close, but not
Yeah,
quite where it needed to be.
yeah, I agree with your assessment there. I mean, that was another time where they had an opportunity, like the space to take another touch. I mean, they could have set themselves in a better position to score, and that was also another unfortunate miss by Ibrahimovic on that cross there.
20 shots for Tokyo, 9 of them on target, but looks like it will end 1-1 here, unless this Hollywood move bears fruit at the very end. Hagland disrupting the pass, Lightning gets to it, and the final whistle will go. And despite having a bevy of chances, it takes a 72nd minute equalizer from Hannah Van Gerritsen for Tokyo to walk away with a point here.
Yeah, interesting enough, I think Tokyo kind of similar to the last game. We're trying to go for a lot of, high crosses. Um, but I just don't think that their players have as much of an aerial threat, at least um, from what we've seen, from this game. They weren't really that effective. I mean, they were effective in creating chances, like I was saying, but not necessarily finishing them.
Tokyo perhaps missing the influence of Sky Rise, that towering forward who has been assigned to Cairo for this season.
Yeah, I mean that Tokyo legend there, and also the tallest SSL player in history. And I'm also really interested to see how Hollywood deal with the issue I was talking about earlier because to be honest, on paper, I can see that being an issue, but watching the actual match itself, rather than like just, looking at the formation, it was glaringly an obvious hole there on that right hand side field. And I feel like teams certainly could try overloading offensively and potentially exploiting that part of the pitch.
Certainly something to watch as the season unfolds. In the meantime, we move to our final match of the day here in Sao Paulo as USP, Neo Sao Paulo, take on the defending league champions and the Shield winners, Reykjavik United.
Some may say this is a battle of what many predict to come first and last in the league. But it'll be interesting to see with a lot of new faces for Sao Paulo whether or not that Garen brings more success this season.
Sao Paulo, of course, having had some mighty struggles in the last few seasons. His teams really could not be different in terms of fortunes, as that shot from Arisov goes right at Calvin Ball in goal.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are wondering whether Reykjavik will win again this season. And oh, big chance
Oh,
there early for Sao Paulo and rookie Rubio there, but unfortunately couldn't finish.
indeed, that shot clattering off the inside of the post and back out. Rubio was offside, so it ended up being a non issue, but perhaps a warning shot here from Sao Paulo. Perhaps trying to signal that things will be different this season. De Groot wins a corner out of wall.
Yeah, I mean, I really think realistically, Sao Paulo probably aren't gonna win the title this year. But looking at their lineup, there is a lot of rookies on their team, a lot of young players, and I think um, as a supporter, at least it gives you something to look forward to. It gives you some hope for the future, and some excitement that maybe has been lacking at Sao Paulo.
The diver passes to Chicken. Now here's Del Pirlo. Short passing, deliberate passing from Reykjavik. De Groot gets the foot in, but Andrews holds on to possession.
Is that Tata your way? Oh my gosh!
It is
Some of
indeed.
these, some of these names, it just. I'm sorry, guys. It's been a while. It's happy to see some players still here.
Well, speaking of Tata Yore, just won a corner for Reykjavik United.
That would have been a beauty of a goal. That would have been a Tata Yore goal right there.
That would have been the opposite of a commentator's curse,
Yeah,
as
if
Yore
anything,
sends that one over the
I
bar.
think maybe I cursed Tata Yore by talking about that. I mean, it's 30 minutes in, and Sao Paulo have managed, not to concede, and they've been playing pretty well. Although maybe I did just curse them.
Del Pirlo does win the ball for Reykjavik. Does go down in the box, but it's no foul given. Urkel now back to tentacles. Now here's Arisov, who was booked in the first minute. Justinison, though, cutting out that pass for Urkel, but the pass diagonally to Rubio wasn't quite there, and Arisov's long shot wins the corner.
Yeah, it was a bit of a disappointing pass. I think a lot of these players are maybe just rushing their passes and their decisions a bit too much. Not that Reykjavik's really giving them any time to make a decision, but with the relentless pressing.
Tentacles nearly winning the ball off of Justinison. An example, as you pointed out, of that relentless press. But Cotswold does find Justinson here. Now it's back to Cotswold. In for Velstrazen Smith. Takes a deflection and goes out wide for Chicken, who is now making a run up the far flank. Del Pirlo gets past Peixoto there. Into the box, and a strong challenge there from Kirkpatrick.
Yeah, extremely good challenge there actually. And I mean, it's a close game. Sao Paulo are giving a pretty good showing,
But
and
Jean Claude
yeah,
Goddamn putting paid to any hope of a Sao Paulo 0-0 draw with Reykjavik here. See there on the replay, Chicken with a great delivery to Jean Claude Goddamn, who puts the ball in the net. And Reykjavik have found their opening goal.
yeah, kind of what we were expecting going into this game, and to be honest, if anyone was the scorer, it would be goddamn. But I really do think Sao Paulo have put on a good showing, despite that.
Well, here is Goddamn after the
Oh,
Kirkpatrick missed header, but Goddamn missing wide.
Ball doing really well to come out and challenge the striker there to really you know put the pressure on them. And I mean,
And
two shots and one on target may not seem like the most, but Sao Paulo have had more of the ball, and to be honest, I really do think they're doing really well despite just being a goal down, especially given their young, very young roster.
indeed, given both these teams' respective recent histories, as Habjanic makes his way onto the pitch in favor of Justinison, but and given both these teams' recent histories in the league, this has to be a fairly respectable result here for Sao Paulo so far. 45 minutes still to play, of course, and Yore does pass in. And that ball goes over from Andrews. But Sao Paulo doing very well in defense to limit Reykjavik to just one goal thus far.
Yeah, I mean, speaking as a
Well,
oh,
never mind.
oh,
Oh, it is
it's
offside.
offside.
Never mind the never mind.
But there's another free kick here. Goddamn puts in the box.
Yarosov, now
Oh,
Andrews, and Andrews
another
also
offside.
offside. No, it is goddamn. Excuse me. Jean Claude Goddamn ruled offside there.
I mean, at that point, I think everyone was starting to go offside. I think Reykjavik are just after scoring and getting the goal disallowed, I think they look really antsy in the second half and kind of want a bit more comfortable lead because I think they're also saying the same thing as us. Like, why aren't we winning? A little bit more comfortably. Why are we kind of maybe not struggling, but why aren't we playing a little more strongly or how people expect us to play?
And on the flip side of that, in that Sao Paulo locker room, you have to believe that the manager is telling his players, or telling their players, there might be a way to get a result from this. And a result against Reykjavik is nothing to sneeze at for any team.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is really good development for their young players to go through these games, and the fact that they're fighting back, I think, shows a lot of promise for their manager that he is, or they are, sorry, making a good decision in giving these players these opportunities because if they trust the process, who knows? Maybe they'll create a dynasty like Reykjavik in a few seasons.
Indeed, at a minimum, it bodes well, at least for the rest of the season, although not for the
Oh,
rest of this match, as Henry Andrews has just scored a second goal for Reykjavik here.
that was a beautiful goal.
You see there, Chicken delivering the corner kick, had it up to Scarpetta, who sent it back to Chicken, and then Andrews, and it looks like it takes a deflection off of Habjanic. That is unfortunate.
I mean, it's one of those things where when there's so many players in the box, sometimes if you just hit it really hard, really low, it's just gonna deflect and hit off of someone and go in, or maybe the goalie snuffs it up and there's a rebound, your player scores. I mean, it's a really good way to get a goal.
Indeed, taking advantage of the chaos in the mass as Ball able to parry that one out from the corner. Reykjavik still with the ball though. Urkel has a long
Ooh,
shot, and Ball able to parry that one behind as well. And that one off the bar and ultimately sent clear. Nearly a third for Reykjavik. Urkel cuts out that pass from Kirkpatrick. Urkel through to Del Pirlo. Del Pirlo offside. Shot
I
was
think
going well over and well wide regardless.
Sao Paulo really struggled in the second half. I mean, I, I don't know if it was, just Reykjavik coming out so strong that it kind of deflated them, but we haven't really seen any chances from them in the second half.
Hashimoto, though, does cut out that pass. Gagne heads it for Rubio. Rubio making a run here. Scarpetta, the last defender, trying to cut it back to Cotswold. Rubio diving in, and that was a strong shot from Sao Paulo, and it does win a corner kick.
That slide tackle was beautiful.
And that one was almost headed in by Peixoto,
Oh,
while able to save it. The rebound shot there from Rubio, forced out again. Sao Paulo looking to build up from the halfway line once more. Cotswold trying to pass up the line, but ends up with Reykjavik. And now, goddamn, is through on goal, but misses by hitting the post, and it's going out for a goal kick.
yeah, it looks like Sao Paulo were finally starting to push Reykjavik a bit more, but it kind of backfired and they got countered on there, but were bailed out by the post.
Kirkpatrick able to prevent goddamn from getting another clear chance. That is the danger with Reykjavik. Even when you can get a chance on them, they can break very quickly. As evidence here, Del Pirlo to goddamn, and Jean Claude goddamn has a brace.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those things where if you need a goal, you need to, you know, push forward, and unfortunately with a team that is so notorious for their pressing and their quick counterattacking, yeah, this is what can happen if you make a mistake with a pass. And goddamn, he's clinical, proven finisher, and that was just a perfect goal.
Jean Claude goddamn does like to play really close to that back line, is caught offside a lot, but when that approach pays off, it really pays off. Here's Del Pirlo, and sent back there to Andrews, who had a shot, but ultimately stays in after being saved.
Yeah, I mean, I remember Owen 44, the top goal scorer ever in SSL history. Probably also the most offside forward in SSL history.
Peixoto missing the challenge there, but Del Pirlo cannot put the ball in the net. It was a bit of a tight angle, but does fizz it just past the post. Now another attack from Reykjavik. Yore. Broken up briefly by Peixoto, but Chicken does get to it. Low cross. Kirkpatrick there to deal with it. Rubio brings the ball under control. And that is full time here in Sao Paulo. Reykjavik United getting their title defense off to a great start with a 3-0 victory over União Sao Paulo. Jean Claude Goddamn with the brace. Henry Andrews also contributing with a goal.
Yeah, I mean, quite a different approach than SFB. A lot of their goals were quick counterattacks. Um, I don't think they scored any headers. I think all their goals were, with the feet. And yeah, I mean, this team looks really scary. They don't need to have the ball. They can defend really well. And when they win the ball back, they counter very, very quickly, and the forwards can kind of interlink with each other and play these quick little 1-2s, and they're a scary team to face.
Indeed, it's going to be a very exciting season to see how they can, if they can defend their title. You see there the results from earlier today. Reykjavik and Schwarzwald are beginning the season with wins. Those two were the main title contenders last season, and it's looking very likely like they'll be up, right up thereabouts again this season. It'll be exciting to see how this one unfolds.
Yeah, I think the main battle we'll see is probably in the mid-table rather than at the top. In terms of how many teams are fighting for positions, but I think it'll be interesting to see if SFB can win or if it'll be Reykjavik winning it yet again.
Well, there's 13 more match days to see that unfold. We'll be hoping you join us then, but until then, this has been Metafiction and Omniscious. Thank you so much for joining us.